How much do we have left?
$40.
That's it?
Oh, you guys want to get something to eat?
Back in the day, you used to be able to go to the store with $1 and get 2 bags of chips, mad candy, and a honey bun. I just spent $2.59 for 2 honey buns and a bag of chips.
Yo, this is what $70 get you at Walmart. Yep, that's it. $70.
Is anybody else getting slaughtered at the grocery store lately? The cheese I buy used to be $7.99. You know how much it is now? $18. Tell me how that's right. And don't even get me started on trying to eat healthy. Have you priced lean beef lately? They don't even take cash for that. You literally have to bring them a gold brick and hand it to them. By the time I fill up the $5 a gallon of gas and get to the grocery store and make my order, I gotta sell my truck just to freaking pay for it. So I go out in the parking lot and start eating. I guess this is my home now, but at least I'm healthy.
Okay, y'all. So I know I haven't been on here in a while, but I had to take a trip to Walmart, right? And I know everybody's been talking about inflation or whatever, but how did I not realize lunch meat? Y'all, lunch meat? Look at this fuckery. $9 for some meat? Y'all. No. We're gonna come over here. It's for $3.47. Great value. Anyways, I'm done taking up y'all's time. Comment below what y'all meat prices are, because at Walmart it's ridiculous in Oklahoma. I'm not as workers. See, that's why you can never get no help at Walmart. Everybody always in the back talking.
This is for the parents of older kids, like 8-year-olds plus, and I mean this in the sincerest way. Are you guys okay? Yes, this is another supermarket rant, because the supermarket has become my most despised place on earth. It surpasses play centres and the gyno, and that is absolutely saying something. I just dropped into Coles to grab a few things, and I'm trying this new thing where I'm spending intentionally, and I'm thinking about where every single one of my dollar is going. And for me, I prefer to support the local grocer than to support the big food chains. Mexican tonight, so think like black beans and diced tomatoes and corn out of a tin, like things that are meant to not cost a lot of money. And I walked out of there spending $82, and I came out of there with one meal. I have little babies. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and between the 4 of us, those 2, my 3-year-old doesn't eat. She eats oxygen. So like, to combine, they're probably the equivalent of 1 child and 2 adults. Like, how are you feeding these pre-teens and teenagers who are like garbage disposals, who just eat everything? I know that's what I did when I was a kid. Like, at this point, I'm sitting in my car. That's how furious I am. And at this point, I just feel like they're just taking the piss.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing fine wherever you are today. This is Eugene Duck Stories, and I hope that you are great wherever you are. So today the world is facing, especially the United States, is facing what is called the economic reset. Remember they told you that you will own nothing and still be happy, and it's really happening. People are being detached from owning resources because of the increased cost of living, and this is economic reset which is happening. Why am I saying this? Today I'm going to analyze the economic situation in the United States. People might say I'm not qualified to do this, but kindly hear me out. You've been seeing a number of people complaining about the high cost of living in the United States, and people who lived in different generations, if they were alive today, they will tell you that the life that people are living today is the life of maybe billionaires of those days, or people who owned a lot of resources during those days. So why is this really important to people? And I know black folks on the sideline, you have been going through this because of systemic issues which have been happening in the United States. And so this is not something which is new to you. And I'm glad that you find ways of dealing with this. And some people have worked extra hard to cope up with this. But now, this is something which is really happening to different people. Majority of people are complaining of increased prices of housing system, the place of corporations, the way the corporation It really making life hard for people. And amongst other things, remember the economic phrase that today the world is going through, or I'll say the United States is going through, is the fourth phrase, which is the fourth economic revolution. This is the fourth phrase where there are a lot of things which are really happening and changes are being seen in industry. This is the phrase where we are seeing a lot of automations, where people are using a lot of AIs in the in job sectors. So this means that a number of people will be rendered jobless. And if people are being rendered jobless, it means that also ways and opportunities of creating resources will also increase. But there is a disadvantage. The disadvantage and the biggest problem is the corporation. They have a group of people who are making it so hard for people to basically affect simple, for example, food stuff in the house and everything. But now this is just a problem which is yet to come. And this is the economic reset that we are talking about. And the predictions are people are yet to see what is much worse than what is going on. I know some people will say that if we choose some leaders, they will help up cope with this problem. Some people will say that if you vote for some people, they will help this problem to end. Remember, the United States is being controlled by the corporations. So majority of the corporations, they are the one who have power. I know it's really hard, and I know people are really struggling to maintain the living standard that they had before. And at least for few people who are living well with the life that they having, they are doing well for themselves. But people will tell you that things have really changed and a lot of things have come into place. This is because of the corporate influence in the economic sector. You know, the corporate play a significant role, a big role in, you know, in the US company, in the US economy, and their practices can have a wide-reaching effect on the cost of living. And amongst other things that I will be discussing in the video, I want us to listen people's sentiments in regards to this, and I'll be pointing out some sectors which specifically faces this problem. And this is your presenter, Jindok Stories. I hope that we get to learn and get to hear people's perspectives. How are they seeing things happening around the world, and what are the solutions that they can take to avoid this? And I'm seeing a number of white people, especially white people, white America, being really so much affected. I mean, what's happening? That's the question I really want to know. But with me, I have a presentation that I'll share with you just after watching this video. I hope that we get to learn, get to see some problem, and, you know, let's help each other. Until then, let's dive right into the videos.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but how about you?
That's funny. This one bedroom, one bathroom, 900 square foot apartment with a loft with a balcony and a garage in North Orange County, Southern California, runs me $2,300 a month. $2,300 a month. Now you might be saying, well, Matt, why don't you just move somewhere cheaper? Something cheaper. Too bad I fucking can't. I've been grandfathered into this lease. When I moved in 2017, I paid $1,900 a month, and it's gone up ever since then. But if I were to find any other apartment that was anywhere comparable to this or worse, I'd be paying about the same, if not significantly a lot more. This apartment right now, if somebody leased this apartment right now, they'd cost them like $3,200. Something.
Okay, so this is a little message for the government. Not that you probably care, but if you do, this is a message for you. I just went to fill up my car and it cost me $102. Okay, that's a sick joke. Considering my car used to be $80, like how did we get to this? Like $102. You've just like cost me about 5 cups of coffee that I now won't buy because I had to put extra in my fucking car for fuel this week. I basically feel like I would really like to know what you guys all earn and what exactly you fucking do to earn that kind of money, because I can sit down and tell you what I do at work, and I work really, really fucking hard, but I've got to live week to week because the inflation right now is kicking me in the ass. I don't exactly know what you guys do because it never seems to be anything that you promise when you're fucking getting elected to be in the government. But anyway, but that's besides the point of this video. You all basically get paid to break fucking promises, I think. But anyway, back to the point. Just have a bit of a questionnaire for you, if you could take the time to answer these couple of questions. What do you actually think the average income for the everyday Australian is? Let me tell you, you probably fucking quadruple what the rest of us make. But at the moment, the average cost of rent is well and truly over $600, right? I'm telling you, that's more than half a weekly income there. I just put $100 in my car for fuel. So that's about $700 a week just in fuel and petrol for most of us. And then, believe it or not, we do have to eat. So with the fucking cost of groceries at the moment too, if you're lucky, you can get maybe 2 bags at the shops for about $300 these days. So we're at about $900 there, sir, and we haven't paid a single fucking bill yet. Now, let me tell you, in case you didn't know, most people don't even earn $900 a week. Okay, and you're particularly fucked if you're on a single income like myself. Because, yeah, you're down $900 and you've done 3 things. You haven't paid a bill yet. Energy Australia, I do apologise. I'm about $200 behind in an electricity bill at the moment, but I can't really fucking help that one. Sorry. I think my Optus bill is about $120 behind. And before anyone thinks they can beat me to it, I don't pay for my lashes or anything like that. So please don't tell me to cut back on the luxuries, because I've cut back, well, pretty much as the best I fucking can, really. Again, besides the point, I just have to throw that in there because there's always someone that's like, oh, but you've got lashes. Well, I don't pay for them, so try again, troll. Back to the government. Basically just put $100 in my car so I can get to work so that you guys can pay me to pay rent in a house that I pretty much visit because I never get to be at the house because I've got to work so much just to afford the petrol, to pay for the petrol to get to work, to pay for the fucking house that I don't live in that I visit so that I can work. Do you get what I'm saying? Basically, I pay for petrol to go to work, to pay for the house that I get to visit because I'm always at work.
You know, I'm really starting to get annoyed with this cost of living shit. And this is another rant. And as I said, I don't usually do these often, but I feel like they're going to start becoming a weekly, if not a daily experience. I got an email today that said from Optus that my bill was going up $4 to mitigate the cost of living. I'm sorry, my phone bill is going up $4? How exactly are you impacted by the cost of living? Because we sure as shit know that your staff aren't getting a wage raise to be in line with inflation. So can you please explain to me what is, and to sweeten the deal, you throw in 20 gigabytes of extra data that I won't ever use, that you'll just keep for yourselves. Okay, love that, wonderful. You know, it's these companies that really make me sick. RACQ, I got a letter in the mail, a nice shiny glossy letter from them that says, oh, sorry, Chris, you know, we've had a really rough year. There's been a lot more claims, blah, blah, blah. You know, we're acutely aware was the key word as well, of the rising cost of living, and we don't take it lightly. You couldn't give a fuck, to be honest. You're just lip service at the moment, saying that you're going to be raising my insurance policy from what it was by about $30 to $40 a month. And you've just got to find that extra money. You know, I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of like, you know, I just want to get some popcorn and sit back and watch these greedy people just fight over everything and just watch this whole system self-implode. Because at this moment, I sit here and go, what is the point of working? All your money goes to some other scumbag. You can't do anything for yourself. So I just sit here and I go, what's the point of it all? What is it? You know, I'm sure as shit not going to be working myself to the bone and being told to work harder for nothing, okay? And I'm sure there's so many other people out there that feel the exact same way. I'm just so sick of it. You know, and I do want to touch back on that there as well with RACQ, saying that they're acutely aware of the cost of living. You know, as I said, it comes on this nice glossy bit of paper. Perhaps if you're looking for areas to trim, perhaps start looking at the way that you deliver things that could be done in an email rather than destroying more paper, more resources to send such a nice, glossy, thick-ass fucking envelope with your stupid-looking words of contrition. Okay? How about these corporations take a big step back, have a look at themselves in the mirror and say, yeah, we're the fucking problem. Okay?
Now, you basically heard people's complaint. And one of the things that they've talked about is some things to do with levy, some things to do with the prices of food stuff. When you go into the groceries, you find that the prices of goods and services have increased, So I'm sorry, I'm having tonsils, but I have to talk about this. So amongst other things which the corporate is trying to shape the economic system of the United States, because they play a vital role in controlling the economy of the United States. So the first thing that really happens is, one, we have the real estate investments. That's among reasons amongst the corporate influence. That's why you're seeing there is high increased living cost to people, right? So real estate investments, corporations, and private equity firms buying large quantities of housing drives up prices, making it difficult for average Americans to afford homes, So the corporations are buying large quantity of housing, and they are buying a number of housing. So when they buy a number of housing, it means that they leave it with high demand, right? When they leave it with high demand, it means that if a person wants to buy a house, if a person wants to rent a house, it automatically becomes too much expensive. This is one of the reasons as to why you're seeing houses being expensive, especially in the United States. Another thing that I would like to talk about is monopoly and market control. And this is something which is general reason. When a few corporations dominate a market, which you know very well that United States is majorly controlled by the corporations. You name them. You can name even thousands of them, right? So when a few corporations dominate a market, they can set a higher price without fear of competition. This can be seen in sectors like pharmaceuticals, where the lack of competition leads to exorbitant drug price. It is not only the pharmaceuticals. The corporation also controls the food sector, the groceries, because they own some industries in the states that people just have to buy them. And some people already know that the one way of stopping this is stopping to buy those products, but that those products that people can just stop buying. People have to buy, you understand? So while owning or controlling the market, what we call enjoying the monopoly, this is what happened. The prices of products really increases and they spike because they have the monopoly. They are enjoying all the benefits of the market. So any price that they might wake up and set, you'll have to buy it because you have no reasons. For example, that I've said, it is the pharmaceutical sector. So amongst other things which are really happening, those are the reasons as to why definitely you gotta see the prices of goods and services increasing, and there is nothing you gotta do about it. The only thing you can do that I can advise, if you have an alternative way of getting a product or for yourself or customizing a product that can suit you without buying it from, you like to call it greedy corporations, because they might just hike the prices the way they want, So that's another reasons. That's how the cooperative influence is having on the prices of goods and services. I'd also like to talk about wage suppression as my third point. Some corporations prioritize shareholder profits and execute bonuses over fair wages for employees. This leads to income stagnation for workers while living cost rises, increasing economic disparity. I'll say again, suppression of wages. Some corporation prioritize shareholder profit and executive bonuses over fair wages for employees. You will be working. The prices of houses keeps on increasing while the pay doesn't increase. While the people that you're working for, they'll increase their living standard. They'll rip off the bonuses, the benefits that you are producing it. And so those are amongst other things which really happen here. Generally, I'm also going to talk about inflation as my fourth point, and it's true. Inflation the spike up of goods and services. Some corporations also have been accused of using inflation as cover to raise prices more than necessary, further contributing to cost of living crisis. This practice, known as greedflation, sees companies taking advantage of economic conditions to boost profit at expense of consumers. And I mean, just like what I've said, some people term it as greedflation because they are taking advantage of the situation to increase the prices of goods and services because there is nothing you gotta do about it. Now, you'll ask yourself, what are the potentials? What are the potential solutions? What can we do now that we understand the corporations play a vital role in making the prices of goods and services to increase? We have a number of things. We have statutory factors. We have statutory ways that we can help these. We can find ways of reducing the high cost of living that people are really having. And I would like to talk about policy reforms as my first point when it comes to potential solutions to this. So one, implementing policies that regulate housing markets, promote affordable housing, and curb speculative investment can help stabilize housing cost. The government, and now this is where the government can really help with this. But nowadays, I'll tell you honestly, this is not easy to happen because the government sometimes is in partner with these cooperatives or they share the profit. So at the end of the day, if they reduce the profits, if they reduce the prices of goods and services, it means that they won't reap out the benefits, you understand? So, but in a perfect world, if the world could have been perfect, this is one, policy reforms. Of course, I know this is something which is, it is not hard to achieve. It can be achieved, right? But it needs, it will be really hard for this to happen. But indeed, we can have policy reforms that tells the cooperatives to decrease the prices of goods and services. I would like to talk about wage increase, and it goes back to back. When when the high cost of living, when people are envisioning the high cost of living, to match this, people's pay should also increase. Now, increasing people's pay will help because it will match the amount they're getting and the amount they're spending and the amount they leave to invest and save for the future. Talking about healthcare reforms, we've seen that the cooperatives are mostly controlling the pharmaceutical products, the drugs. So, reforming the healthcare system to reduce costs, improve access, and ensure affordable care is crucial for alleviating financial burdens of families. And this is true. As my fourth point, I would like to talk about antitrust measures. Enforcing antitrust laws to prevent monopolistic practices and promote competition can help keep prices in checks across various sectors. And this is important. People complaining the prices of goods and services are increasing. If there's a product that you can cut by not using it, and you can use this formula, it's called biological elimination. If there is a product that causes diseases if you consume it a lot, has problems with health, and they have increased their prices, you can cut it down. Stop taking it. It is advantage to your health because at the end of the day, it's going to help you. So there are those things that we can do without by cutting them. By cutting them, these will help. And these are one of the measures that people have come up with to help curb this situation. I'm also going to talk about corporate responsibility. We should encourage the social responsibility, the corporate social responsibility, and sustainable business practices, which can lead to fair pricing and better wages to benefit both employees and consumer. Because at the end of the day, we know that they are the people who control the prices of goods and services. So my approach to this video, I try to approach it in an economical lens. geopolitical lens, and I think every day it's a day of learning. And I would like you to tell me what you think about this scenario. What do you think about the increasing prices of goods and services? How has this affected you as a person, So it is really, really important for us to get to know how to cope up with this situation, because really the world is going to envision really hard times, and this is starting with the United States. Yes, because the dollar is losing its value, of course, and BRICS are taking other currencies, leaving the dollar, So this is a big blow to the United States. But you as a person, some things are behavioral, which can help you cut down some things that you don't need. Some spending behaviors are behaviors that makes us land into problems. So that was my 2 cents in this video. I'm really sorry for people who are complaining about the high cost of living, but there is always light at the end of the tunnel. There is always hope, and you just need to be smart, calculative with everything that you do with finances. And I hope to see you in my next video. This is your presenter, Eugene Stories. Until then, peace, love, and harmony. Salute.